Levels, levels.
Levels, levels.
There we go. Okay, so tonight, Todd, I'll give you a quiz on the list of the longest running Broadway shows.
Okay.
Do you need assistance?
Yeah. Hey, can I phone a friend?
You can phone a friend. Go for it.
Yeah. Hey, Lisa, can you help out?
Probably.
Excellent. Fantastic. Let's say in any order, can you name the longest running Broadway shows of all time?
Cats. Phantom. Chorus Line.
Cats 5.
Chorus Line.
Chorus Line, not in the top 5.
Chicago.
Chicago number 2. Did you say Phantom?
I did say Phantom.
Phantom number 1. Very good. Very good.
That's 3 of the 5.
The weird guy dressed up as Elmo on the corner outside the theater.
He has been there a long time, and quite often you see him running.
Yeah.
Does knowing the longest running one in London count?
What is
Mousetrap.
Mousetrap. Oh, sure, yeah. Play, not musical.
Oh, I forgot you said musical. Sorry.
Okay, so where are we at with where are we at? We got 3
missing,
of 5.
You're missing 3 and 4.
Okay, so what do we have? We have 1 at
Phantom.
Okay. 2
Chicago.
Is Les Mis in there?
No.
Thank God.
It's actually 6.
6. Way too high. Yeah.
I can't think what the other 2 would be.
No. Do not have it.
It's one of them is something good.
Wicked.
Very good. Wicked is number 4.
Oh, and the third one is Vamp. Nope.
No.
Wrong notes. Sorry. Those are in parentheses. Don't say the stage direction out loud, Todd. Please.
It means no worries.
Oh, Lion King?
Lion King.
God, I hate the Lion King.
Lion King will probably not be on Lisa's list later tonight. Lion King number 3. Here's a fun fact. If you combine the original Broadway production length of Avenue Q, which is 2,534 shows, and the additional 4,035 performances off Broadway after it left Broadway and moved to off Broadway, and it ran until May 26th of 2019. Together, those 6,500 and change puts it at 6th.
Wow.
Maybe that's what you learned this week.
Yes, but did we need to?
Hi, toddlers. Welcome to an episode at a time edition of Talking to Todd, a weekly podcast with Dewayne Johnson and Todd Prins, where failure and guests are always an option. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Todd.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. Our special guest this week, Lisa Prins. Hey, Lisa.
Hey, Dewayne.
How's it going?
Not too bad, thanks.
I'm here too.
Oh,
you're always here.
You said hi earlier. Yeah. Oh no, I get it. Okay.
Hey, so episode at a time this week was we were talking about things we could do on an episode at a time. One of the things that keeps circling around is favorite Broadway musicals. A totally subjective list of your top 5 favorite Broadway musicals. And then we had to have some caveats.
I was going to say, then there was the official let's debate the rules.
Rules? In a knife fight?
So the first question Dewayne posed was, when we say musicals, do you mean stage or also movies? Movie musicals are a different thing. Stage. Just stage.
Yep, totally different thing. Yes.
Yep. What was the next one?
Of all time or recent?
Yes. I believe the rule is of all time. However, all of mine are recent. So I won the battle and lost the war on that one, I think.
You're good either way.
Yes.
However, okay. Lisa, did you have any other rules you wanted to throw in on this?
I don't think so.
Okay. And I think we said 5.
Okay, the rules are maybe we have more than 5.
Okay. Okay. Should we do this round robin? Do we want to start with 5?
I think we start with 5, and then
work our way up the list.
Work our way up. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Dewayne, do you want to start?
Sure. Number 5 for me would be Book of Mormon.
Okay. That's a strong opening. Just if we just say what the names are, this is gonna be a really short episode. So if you've got like maybe just a something about it.
You're looking for more than that?
Yeah.
Forgot that rule. Yes.
Oh, I thought we were just naming stuff. Every time I see it, I catch something different. And I haven't seen it nearly as many times as you all have. And I still enjoy it. So that's my 5 number, Book of Mormon.
That also appears on my list, but at a higher slot.
Also on my list.
Yes.
I also, for the record, I had a tie for 5.
Damn it! Of course you did. I knew. 5. Everybody agree on 5? Yes, 5. Here's my 6th. Damn it. Okay. What's your tie?
My tie would be Jersey Boys.
Because?
I love the music. It feels like you're going to a concert.
Yeah.
I love the story. I love how it breaks up and tells each of these 4 guys' perspective on it. You know, if you ever had a room with this guy, you would know why I quit, right? Just so much fun. Even though the music isn't really from my era, but I mean, some of the later stuff is, but all of the early stuff I always really enjoyed. So my tie for 5.
I enjoyed Jersey Boys when we saw it.
But didn't make your list.
It did not make my list.
No overlap, Todd?
Let me see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. Hold on. Let me flip together the other page. Hold on. Page break. No overlap.
No overlap. Didn't make your top 50. Okay. I see where it stands.
Lisa, how about you? What's your 5 and ties, as the case may be?
Number 5 for me is Jesus Christ Superstar.
Okay.
And I have 2 reasons. Number 1, it's actually the first musical I ever saw. My father took me to see it when I was in the 3rd grade, and it was in Salt Lake City, which, if you knew Salt Lake City in the early 70s or late 60s, I guess, I'm old, the fact that Jesus Christ Superstar could even play there caused a lot of picketing and problems. And I remember loving it, and I've seen it ever since. And then my other reason I still love this is I saw it again. Well, I've seen it about 6 or 7 times at this point, but I saw it again in the 90s, and the original actor who played Jesus was Ted Neely, and he played Jesus in that production. And after the show that night, we were in a restaurant, and he was sitting in the table next to us, and this guy looks more like our popular image of Jesus. He looks just like him. It's shocking. But also at that point, he'd been playing Jesus for 30 years, and he was fascinating to watch because he was literally ministering to the table. Every mannerism. But I've always loved it. I took Todd to see it a few years ago, and actually it was an understudy. I don't think Todd loved it that much, but that's one of the reasons. It was the first musical I ever saw that I think that I remember seeing that wasn't in the movies.
Did you like the version that they did on TV?
The one a few years ago.
Yeah, just a couple of years ago.
I thought the guy that played Judas was amazing. Yeah, no, I did like it. I didn't think John Legend was the right guy for Jesus. John Legend is a brilliant singer, not for that part, but yeah, I like it. And I've seen the movie. I mean, I love it, and it's old. So, but yeah, one of my favorites.
I believe the word we used when you looked at all the people that were in that, uneven. There was some unevenness.
Sure.
Wow, that's amazing. Huh. Also present. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Got most of the words. Okay.
Todd, what's your 5?
Beckett has thoughts.
Yeah.
Brixton.
Brixton.
Yes.
Oh,
Brixton.
excuse me.
Brixton
Sorry.
has
Yes.
thoughts.
She's
Brixton.
very loud tonight. We're sorry.
Yes. So this one, number 5, part of my list, I'll throw this out. Part of my list is, what are the ones that I would go see again? Right? Like, that's part of my
Here.
Hey, how do I figure out what's my favorite? Hey, by the way, if you could just get tickets to any 5 or 8, which ones would you go to? And then if you could only get tickets to one, which one would you go to? So that's how I did this. So number 5, I put in as Hamilton.
Okay.
Now, I probably should say Hamilton before the intermission. I think the first half of Hamilton is amazing. The score is amazing. The book's amazing. All of that. Then the intermission happens, and then you get the rap battles, right? And you get some really good stuff. Show them how to say goodbye.
Yes.
Actually, I guess what I should say is the last quarter. If there could be a second intermission before the last quarter, I mean, yes, that's when the sad stuff happens, and that is probably one of the reasons why I haven't gone to see it again. That, and when it's in the West End. The theater is set so that there is almost no leg room, and the rows are 80 seats across. So if for a good seat, you are in the middle of a sea of people, which I do not enjoy. But number 5 is Hamilton. Yes, but there's ones above it.
Do you have any ties for 5th?
The ties are higher up.
Oh.
which is the interest. See,
yeah. Okay.
I have ties, but it's at a higher level.
All
right. So Lisa, are we good on slot 5? Everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. I approve.
Yep.
Okay. Lisa, number 4.
Number 4 for me is also an old one. You guys will probably know this movie, but I have seen it on stage, and that is Oliver.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Jaws. I thought that would be an amazing stage show. Sorry. Oliver.
Oliver. And the reason I love Oliver is my first year of high school, I was the student director of the show. So and it had such pleasant memories. I can literally recite every word of every song, all the dialogue, but I still love it. I also love the movie. I know we're not talking about movie musicals, but I love the movie as well. But I've seen the stage. Saw it a couple years ago with a friend of mine again, and I still think it's really well done show. Really, I mean, it's not happy, but it has happy moments. So yeah, I think Oliver, orphan kid ends up happy at the end. I mean,
I was going to say
death in it, but
it's a happy show. Is this the other podcast? Wait, hold on a second. Wait, what?
So Oliver for my 4th one.
Okay.
Todd?
This one I just took a flyer on. But this more than anything falls in the, if I could get a ticket, I would like to go see it again, because I've only seen it one time and I enjoyed it. I don't have that many. I would love to see this one again. I'm going to put Avenue Q as number 4. I remember seeing it and thinking, when this thing comes back out again, when there's a revival, I have to go see Avenue Q. Everybody's a little bit racist. There is some brilliant stuff in that with those puppets. And then it went away and it's never come back. And so
is it because now some of it's problematic?
But it was designed to be problematic.
I know.
But here's the thing. I will say this. It could come back and I might go and watch it again. And I might go, oh, that's no longer number 4. No. But right now it's number 4.
Well, as referenced in the open, it played off Broadway in New York until 2019.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
You could have seen it.
I did not know that.
Yep.
I think the amazing part of Avenue Q too is that you forget there's actual actors on the stage. Like, it's just you just forget they're there, and it's
Yes.
the puppets. I think it's pretty amazing.
Within about 5 minutes, you're like, these puppets are amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, good choice. Good choice.
The internet is for porn.
All right, Dewayne, how about your number 4?
I had a tie for number 4.
Okay.
And it's royalty related. At number 4, I had both Six and Camelot.
Camelot.
Those are different.
They are, but they both. I mean, Henry VIII, not pictured in this play, and King Arthur. Right. So I mean, there's, and we saw. The reason Camelot is on this list is because we saw in Des Moines Richard Harris.
Oh my God.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We saw Richard Harris as King Arthur in Des Moines at the Civic Center.
Oh, okay. For a second there, I just thought you saw like Richard Harris just like coming out of Buca de Beppo.
Yeah,
like, hey, there's Richard Harris. I love Camelot. No, that makes more sense if you actually saw him in the role.
Actually, he was coming out of a Burger King.
Okay. Yeah. I see what you did there. I see what
Thanks. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually seen Camelot on the stage. I've seen the movie, but I have not seen the stage show. So
we also saw it a couple of years ago. I think I've referenced this on the pod with Lou Diamond Phillips.
Oh yeah. Not the same as Richard Harris, I'm guessing.
Same as Richard Harris. No. Nope.
Why is Richie Valens
exactly
doing the sword stuff?
Dumbledore or Richie Valens?
The entire night. That's where I'm like, dude, La Bamba is no. Okay. And Six is amazing. Six is amazing. I love it. I love it. I've watched it on YouTube more times than I can count, because you can do that in an hour and a quarter.
More than 6?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Not more than 6. More than 6.
Lindsay has thoughts about that. So she does it better.
I'm sure she does.
Yes.
When it comes to the stage, Lindsay does almost everything better than I do.
She has a bumper sticker that says that.
Oh, spit take. Okay, so we got all of our 4s. Todd, your 3.
Okay. All right. I have 3 in the 3 spot, not because they're all tied, but because I couldn't figure out which one. I would be perfectly fine, depending on any given day, of picking one of them. So here's my thought, and maybe I'll come to a conclusion here, right? I put 6 in the number 3 slot because it's really good. But then I'm thinking, recency bias? Okay. And while it is great, and it is on the stage, it's costumes and it's singing. It does tell a story, but it is not a prototypical musical, right? So
it's more a concert, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a concert. So that's there. And then I'm like, okay, dig deep, recency bias. What would I want to go see in this spot? And then I came up with 2, and I'm debating between them. This is going to sound crazy, but if thinking about all the stuff that we've seen, the one that I would go see again is School of Rock.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because those kids are amazing.
Yeah, they are.
Like sitting there like, what am I doing with my life? They're 8 years old on the stage shredding the guitar. And then this one gets back into the recency bias all the way up to Operation Mincemeat, which is completely different than 6. And what I've been sitting here going is, of those 3, if you said, here's your tickets, you could only go to one. School of Rock probably wouldn't make it. So, okay, we'll take that one out.
Well, that's good because we have tickets for the other two in October.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing, right? Like that is the problem.
Well, if you already have tickets for the other two, then you should definitely choose. Never mind.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So, you know what? It depends on the day. 6 probably wins, but Operation Mincemeat's. If that was the hey, by the way, sorry, 6 is sold out. You have to go to Operation Mincemeat. I would say, sure, sign me up, because that's a whole lot of fun. Dewayne, how about you? Which 17 do you have in slot number 3?
Just one. And that would be Rent.
Okay.
When Rent came out, I was the age of these characters.
Okay.
It hit me like it was hitting those characters.
Yeah.
And resonated with me. And you know how old people still gravitate to the music that they listened to growing up. You don't listen to new music. Most of the time, you don't listen to the new music. You listen to what you always listen to. I still go back and listen to this. I listen to this soundtrack. I burnt up the CD, playing it over and over and over. And the story behind Jonathan dying on opening night, and just all of this, and all of these actors that have gone on to do phenomenal work over and over and over that were in this original cast. Love it. Still love it. I don't love the movie that they made, but boy.
Did you see the live one on TV, which wasn't really live? They had to do the dress rehearsal, which was really sad, but
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. And it was great, especially when they brought everybody out at the end. But the part that they did do live, that was really cool too.
Yeah. Agreed.
A fun fact, that doesn't qualify for my list because I have only seen that live one on TV. I have not actually seen Rent on the stage, so it didn't qualify for my list. Don't look so surprised, Dwayne. It's not like we missed it when it showed up and played in Iowa Falls. Come on, man.
Okay. Yes, I suppose. So similarly, Guys and Dolls didn't make my list because I haven't ever seen it, even though I was in it in high school.
Yes. Yeah. Oh no, there was a whole debate about Guys and Dolls, and again, I came to the same thing, which was in high school, was in it, then I wasn't in it because I was doing the tech stuff and got to hear it over and over and over again and know the music, know the words, but haven't seen it technically on the stage. It probably still wouldn't make it, but yes, that was the there is Guys and Dolls. So
yes, there is. Yeah.
All right, Lisa, how about you?
So in the number 3 spot, I have 2, and the first one is A Chorus Line.
Classic.
I told you I did not have recency bias in my. I think A Chorus Line is just fabulous. Todd, I don't think you've ever seen it. Yeah.
Nope.
It happens to be in London right now, and it's leaving 2 weeks before we get there. I'm really sad. I just think it's amazing, that it's one of those that, like you said with Rent, Dwayne, I played that literally the record till it couldn't play anymore, over and over and over again, and I just thought it was great. And I don't like the movie. I think the movie's terrible, but the show itself, aside from the closing number, which I don't love the closing number, but I think the show is just what it talks about in so many different things and the different characterizations, one of my very favorites. And then right along with that, and this one, I'm surprised I don't have it higher, but this one really has a deep meaning in my heart, is Pippin, which is Schwartz's musical before Wicked. And again, the subject matter of Pippin, if you look at it, you're like, really? But I have loved the music. Again, started listening to it in high school and have listened to it over and over again till Lindsay was about to kill me. She's like, if I have to hear that soundtrack one more time. But we've seen that a few different versions of it, because every time we see it, they put it like in a different setting. And we saw it in London a few years ago where they put it into like a computer game, and then there's been the circus one, and then the original one of the players. But still, one of my very favorites, Pippin, and always will be way up there. And then actually, it was the very last musical Lindsay ever did in high school, and her high school did it our senior year. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Because by then it had made its way back around, because
Right.
it originally came out in the early 70s. So yeah, Pippin, love it.
Pippin is one of those that you listen to the song and you're like, oh, that's kind of a cute song or whatever. And then you're like, if you listen to it, you're like, oh, there's a whole other thing going on. Oh, this isn't that. This is the other. Oh, look what they're doing. Yes. Yeah.
And you've got the very, very Fosse-esque dancing in Pippin.
Yes.
Very much Bob Fosse sort of dancing. So yeah, love it.
By the way, quick aside. Yes, we saw it in London in a sort of a theater in the round, kind of off West End. It was in southern London.
It absolutely was.
They didn't know that at the time, but it was. But then we saw it at Lindsay. So Lindsay went to a performing arts high school, and that was the thing that they were doing. And one of the leads in the middle of her song forgot her words. And she was right in front of us. And Lisa basically, as if she had the script, just gave her the next couple of the next couple of words in the song, like, here's the words. And then she picked right up again. So Lisa was just there to like, I got you. I know all of it. I know all of it.
I still remember her looking at me like, what the heck? But then she realized that.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
All right, Dewayne, let's see. Are we at for your number 2?
My second one would be Wicked.
Huh.
Interesting.
Huh. Okay.
You tell us why, and then we'll tell you why it's not on our list.
You know what? Not everything's for everybody. That's cool.
I like both of the lead actresses. I like Kristen Chenoweth. I like Idina Menzel. I like most of the music. I don't like all of it. Similar, like Todd, you talked about how Hamilton up until the intermission,
yes.
Right? That's my problem with Wicked,
mm-hmm.
Right? But I like the first half so much.
Agreed.
Right. And so when it comes out in the movie theater over Thanksgiving, I will probably go see it, but then I may not go see part 2.
That's you make a great point, Dewayne, though, because what are they even going to put in part 2? Because aside from like For Good,
the
rest of Act 2 is kind of
right after that. Right. So yes.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I agree with you
thoughts.
completely. Lindsay and I went and saw that in London last year, and I hadn't seen it for a few years, and I've seen it a lot. And you're right, that first half is great, but it is very convoluted with its little animal plot, and it gets pretty darn boring in that second half and so I think it's great, and I'm looking forward to the movie. But I could go home after Defying Gravity and be fine. I don't need to see the rest of it.
Yeah, you got Popular, right?
Yep.
You've got Defying Gravity, and you've got For Good. Like
and The Wizard and I, though. The Wizard, such a good song.
Yes. So, what I would say is, well, the entire show isn't like on my list. If we did a separate list, oh, hey, content gets content. If we did another list of favorite song or moment from a musical, Defying Gravity is probably in the top 10. Like, the show isn't in my top 5, but that specific song in that particular one knocks it out of the park. Like, that's as good as it gets. The uneven, I guess, is, again, uneven comes into play a little bit, but yeah.
Well, the performance at the end of School of Rock also makes my top 10.
Yes.
The whole show didn't make my top 10.
Yeah. Right.
Didn't make my top 25. But
fair enough.
But that
apparently didn't make my top 3 either, even though I put it in there.
Well, and as much as I hate to admit this, because I hate Les Mis, like, you couldn't pay me to ever see it again, but it has the one number that's really, really fabulous, but I never want to see that show ever again. Ever again. So, yeah.
Bottom 5 musicals. Next on Talking to Todd.
Lisa, what's your number 2?
Am I aging myself by having all these be really old? So my number 2, I have two of these too, but then I only have number 1 from number 1. And I have The King and I, because
The Richard
Dewayne,
Petty story.
Richard, is that
Nope.
not?
Sorry. Call back.
because Dewayne, I got to see Yul Brynner be the king.
No, really?
Yes, I'm trying to think what
Oh.
year. He was older, but that was in London, and that's why it just stands out, because it was Yul Brynner. And I still think, and I also know the movie Lindsay must have watched till the VHS wouldn't play anymore when she was a kid. So I really like King and I.
It was that and a little bit of the peanut butter and jelly sandwich that also they
Stuck
put
in there.
into it. But mostly it was playing it over and over and over again.
Yeah. Also, The King and I was the musical we did my senior year in high school, so I have memories of that. And then my other one.
By the way, she went
Sorry.
to a big high school. They did musicals every year. They could afford musicals every year, Dewayne.
Ooh.
Big time.
And we did them really well too.
Yeah, we were every other year.
Yeah.
And then my other one is Evita. So that would be my second Andrew Lloyd Webber one. Again, another soundtrack that I played till it couldn't play anymore. I think Patti LuPone, amazing. And I've seen that. I saw, can't remember her name right now. Very famous in England, play the role. I think it's great. It's, as Todd will tell you, I have often said this needs to come back so I can take you to see this, because I think you would love it. The choreography, the way it's done, it's right up there. And also my other brush with fame, true story. I'm with my mom. Oh, Elaine Page is who it was in England. Sorry. I'm with my mom in London going to see Evita, and we're sat down before the show starts, and there's 2 seats next to me, and house lights go down, 2 people come sit down. Man next to me, woman on the aisle. And when the lights came up for the intermission, Mick Jagger touching my knee. So that's not why I like Evita. It's just my story of Evita. And this will tell you how long ago it was, because the woman in the seat was Jerry Hall. So I think that was the 70s. I don't know. Not early 80s must have been, because I'm trying to think when that came out. But yeah, I thought, and my mom's kind of looking like, I think that's Mick Jagger. I'm like, oh, it's Mick Jagger. All right. So that's not why I like it. I just love it. And I am not a huge fan of Lloyd Webber. I like Jesus Christ Superstar.
Sir.
I like Evita.
Sir Lloyd.
Sir.
Yeah.
But there's others of his. No, thank you.
I was going to say, that's your second Andrew Lloyd Webber. I'm smelling Phantom in the top spot.
No, I think you know me better than that.
That's why it's funny.
Yeah. So yeah, Evita.
Todd?
Let's see. For my number 2, I'm going to go with Come From Away.
Oh, so good.
Which,
so good.
If you told me, hey, they made a musical about 9/11, would you like to go see it? No, thank you.
Hard pass.
No. And the show, again, taking that topic and turning it into a show that you want to go watch, even if there are parts of it that you're like, I would just as soon not have to relive any part of that day, and it deals with some really bad stuff in like it isn't all positive. There's negative stuff in there. And realistically, while a number of these I at least at one point knew words to, it's Welcome to the Rock. I'm an Islander. And then you're like, Welcome to the Rock. Like, I don't know these words nearly as well as everything else, but it is an amazing piece of theater.
I agree.
I really enjoyed it.
I think the first time we went to see it, we didn't really know what to expect either. We went in not knowing anything about it. So that made it even better.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So
okay, we're at the number 1. Okay, everybody's been waiting for this. All right. Let's see. I'll go first, and then okay. Dewayne, and then we'll finish with Phantom with Lisa. Okay. In the number 1 spot for me is going to be Book of Mormon. partially because I've seen it 14 times. To your point, Dewayne, there is stuff to pick up out of all of those. The music's catchy. We laugh every single time. We know the jokes, we know it all, and it's still funny. But the reason it's in the top spot isn't just because of the catchy music, and it isn't just because it's funny. Thinking about this list, I don't think that there is, the guys that wrote it are brilliant. I think I've said this before. There is layer after layer after layer. The first time I saw it, I thought it was funny on a specific level. The second or third times, I'm like, oh, I see what you're doing there, and that's pretty funny. By the sixth or seventh time, and now this is sounding like, man, you got to watch The Big Lebowski. The first 10 times, it's a different thing. I understand how this sounds, but eventually, like, you watch it again and again, and you're like, oh, this is an amazing commentary on religion. And literally the parts that 2 times ago I thought they were making fun of people, actually they're not making fun of people. Like, it's not that it just changes your outlook a little bit. It's like 180 degrees. And I would say that there is probably this is a big comment, I don't think there is a single piece of art of any kind that I've ever watched that has made me think more about the subject that it covered than this musical, which is insane because, once again, it is not for everybody. And it is incredibly offensive. Even if you take the religious stuff out, it's just offensive. And yet it's also the thing that makes me think probably the most.
I was pretty sure the first time that we took my mother to that show that her head was going to explode. And she liked it more than my dad did.
Matt and Trey, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they do.
All right. Dewayne, what's in your number one spot here?
My number one is Avenue Q.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
How many times have you seen it?
We saw it in Chicago. We saw it in Des Moines twice. I think 3.
Okay.
And then I've watched slime tutorials a lot. And there's a documentary about Broadway shows from 2008 and the Tony. Yes. Right? Have you watched this yes. documentary about Wicked and Avenue Q and how this little musical that could, beats this Broadway juggernaut to win to win Best Musical, the Tony for. And so there's that, but then there's also behind the scenes kinds of development documentaries that I've watched about how when they were working on this show, they made a conscious decision to have the puppeteers be on stage so you can see their faces, because the puppets don't emote, but people's faces do. And so you can, even though you don't see the puppeteers, you see their faces and you put the reactions that they're making, the faces that they're making on the stage for the puppets. And you bring those two things together in your mind without even knowing it. The work that went into developing this show and the humor in these songs that cuts to the core. Right?
Yeah.
They say things that only puppets can say.
Oh, yes, they do.
Very true.
Because if anybody else said that, you're like, you cannot say that on stage. And you're like, but the puppets can.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a great choice.
I'm really, Gary Coleman. The Schadenfreude. What do you do with a BA in English? Just over and over and over. Just fantastic. Anyway, so Avenue Q is my number one. Lisa, we've been waiting with bated breath for you to say Phantom. Please don't disappoint.
No, it's Les Mis.
Oh.
All 73 hours of it.
Yeah. No.
Same 3 songs over and over and over.
No, I actually have 2 in my number one spot. which both we have discussed here earlier tonight. So number one, very recency bias is sick. It's short, it's entertaining, it's just fun. And yeah, I would go see it again and again and again, and we're going to. And then shockingly, my number one is going to be the same as my husband's over there, Book of Mormon. I think I've seen it one more time than Todd has.
Yeah, I think I gave up my ticket one time so Lindsay could go.
You did.
That was nice of me.
That was very nice of you.
I also gave up my ticket so she could go see Six. What am I doing? I got to think about this.
You're just a nice guy, Todd.
So you also went, you might be a 2 ahead of me because you also went the night that Lindsay and I went to Crystal Palace to watch football.
I went
you're
by
like,
myself.
That's cool. Good luck. Watch out for those Leeds supporters. And I'm going to be here watching the show.
So I can't really add much more to what Todd said, except, I grew up in Salt Lake City. So every time I go see it, as many times as I've seen it, and we're seeing it again in October, the first 20 minutes, I'm like, why does my face hurt? And it's because I am smiling from ear to ear. Those first 3 songs, I think, are amazing. They're just, it's never not funny. It is offensive as anything. We took my mom to see it as well. I think she couldn't hear half of it, and I think that was probably good. I think she was shocked, but I don't know. It's my favorite. I think it's brilliant. I keep saying to Todd, are we going to get tired of this? And so far, no. And now it's kind of become a tradition that we go see it the last night we're in London every time. And so as long as it's playing, I think that's what we'll do. And so we're going to see that in October as well. So I will say, so that's my list. We are seeing something in October, though, that I've never seen, that I have heard a lot about. I don't know if you've seen it, and people say it's phenomenal. So who knows, my list could change. And that's Hadestown.
We have seen Hadestown.
And thoughts?
Really enjoyed it. The music is phenomenal. Totally different than anything else I've maybe ever seen.
So you're saying it's the Bear of Broadway?
I wouldn't call it
different.
I wouldn't call it a comedy, and yet they put it in that category. Huh. We really enjoyed it. I would not put it in my top 5.
I know nothing about it. Lindsay wanted to go see it. Lindsay's going to England with us, and she wanted to go see it. And I said to her, I looked at tickets. I'm like, you think we should go? I'm like, let's go. And I'm not even going to read about what it's about. I've only ever heard one song from it, but I've read a lot of people say this thing is fabulous. So we're going to go in blind, and we'll see. So, yeah.
By the way, the other thing I was going to say about your number one of 6 is one of the other things that is very fun, at least when we go see it now, is to see the audience with 6 and people dressing up.
Yeah. As their favorite queen.
Yeah. People show up as the favorite queen. Like there is a fun vibe. The last one we went to, there was a lot of women like go together. If you remember, like the row in front of us, there was a party of 6 women who all came together, and because there's no intermission, they both came in with They had glasses of wine in both hands.
Yeah, I remember.
Each one of them. So there were 6 of them. There were 5 of them. There were 5 of them and 10 glasses of wine. Pardon me. And I'm like, they're going to be enjoying this show on a whole other level. What is also interesting, because of, empowerment and those kind of things, and occasionally we're like, is all the young girls that show up, right? And then you're like, well, that's an interesting topic to bring your kid to hear, but whatever. And they're just singing along, and you're like, you know what? That's fine. It's just goes right over the head. I hope. Maybe that entire song don't lean into that much. So yeah. Hey, don't dress as Catherine Howard, please. Let's just not do that. Maybe. Anyway, so the audience is just as fun with that one as it is with everything else.
So upcoming is our Broadway series in Des Moines.
Okay.
And our performing arts invests in Broadway musicals. so we get things earlier than a lot of cities on tour. This season, we still have coming up here in a couple of weeks, Moulin Rouge. In October, Back to the Future.
Oh, we had tickets for that, and I turned them back in.
I'm curious. I want to see it. It's
Yeah.
probably one where when we're done, I'll go, okay, I saw that. I don't really need to see it again, but I'm glad I saw it. In January is Shucked, and I am absolutely excited about that.
That is early.
Life of Pi in February, and I may or may not go to that one. We get Some Like It Hot in March.
Ooh,
Really
wow.
excited about that. Hadestown is coming back in April. We get Anne Juliet in May, and we're going to be gone for the entire run. And so Lucas and Hannah get those tickets, and I'm really frustrated about that. And then Hamilton comes back for 2 weeks in June, and then in July we get Parade. And that's a pretty
Wow.
typical season for us.
That's a really great season.
We get fantastic stuff. Oh, and Chicago's coming in December for 3 shows, which
I'm not a fan of the Chicago.
Chicago is the only show that I've ever seen on Broadway.
Really?
Yep. I went to Chicago without Amy. And so there were some rules about what I could see. You can't see anything that we would want to see together, because I could have seen Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster
In The Music Man?
in The Music Man.
Oh my God.
And I could have, and I didn't.
Okay, I'm disappointed in Amy that she didn't say that was okay for you to go see.
So, Dewayne, had you run that past me?
Yes.
I think I could have gotten you a lawyer way through this. Now, just because you're like, haha, I found a loophole, that doesn't get you off the hook, but it's anything that you guys couldn't see together. Hey, Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster
Are not coming
are
to
only here. You can't see them. There is no way for us to see this. Therefore, I win. At which point Amy goes, interesting. Yes, you win. Couch.
How's that couch?
Yeah.
Amy, you said we couldn't something that we couldn't see. I bought an obstructed view ticket.
I will say, Todd, I am a little disappointed that you didn't mention the first musical I ever took you to.
Starlight Express?
Starlight Express, which is also
Roller
Weber,
skates.
but roller skates. Yeah. And was that the first professional musical you'd ever seen?
I had seen a couple of touring productions that went to Iowa State or probably in Des Moines, but not the Broadway touring. So professional, yeah.
That's playing again. That's playing again in London, a new version of it. And we were thinking of going, and the amount they want for the tickets it's not even on the West End. It's playing up at Wembley. They built a purpose-built theater, but I mean, I'll pay good money. I'm not paying that. It's ridiculous.
For that price, we could get an English train ticket, because those are expensive too. Am I right? No, wrong crowd. Sorry.
So yeah, and again, not a great musical, but I think it's a fun musical, Starlight. So.
Okay. Do you think we have time for a quiz?
Is it short?
Sure. I think it can be. What time is it?
What time is it? Game time. Boom.
So, Broadway quiz. This is Jeopardy style for you two. So, I'll give you. These are all the topic up at the top of the Jeopardy board is Broadway musicals, right? So, and they are all for 200.
Okay.
But if you want to answer, you need to say buzz, right? Okay. And
it's Jeopardy. It's Jeopardy style. It's all the same category, and they're all worth the same amount of money. But other than that, this is just like Jeopardy.
Other than that, yes, exactly. Yeah, I think you see that you're in on the conceit. Okay. So
by the premise, by the bit. Okay.
We can do this different. We can do 100, 200, 300, 400, 500.
All the dollar figures are made up. And
the points don't matter. Okay.
Yeah.
So
if I lose, I'm distracted by this puppy on my lap.
For
a recount if I lose.
So for 100, the longest running Broadway musical.
Buzz.
Lisa?
It's Phantom, isn't it? No, we talked about it earlier. Now I can't remember what it is.
Todd?
I knew it earlier. Never
Todd?
mind.
Jeopardy style? Todd?
Buzz, what is? I should have probably paid closer attention at the beginning of the show.
I forgot we had to do it in a question.
What is
get
Phantom
better.
of the Opera?
What is Phantom?
Okay.
I'll get it right next time.
The 200-point question. The year Wicked debuted on Broadway.
Buzz,
Todd?
what is 2008?
Lisa?
I have no idea.
What is
I know it's some
2000
anniversary, but
What is 2003?
oh yeah, because it was its 20th anniversary last year.
Oh, that Wicked. Oh, that
See?
Wicked. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I was thinking of the other. Yeah. Okay.
The other one.
Okay, so the score is still 0-0.
Making it easy for you to keep score.
It really is.
Yep.
For 300 points, this musical won Best Musical in 1996.
Jesus. Not a clue.
What is Rent?
Oh, Rent. I would have put that earlier. I didn't realize it was that. Yeah. We're doing very bad, Todd. We're embarrassed.
The problem is he's given us all the answers throughout the show, and that's what's really embarrassing here. Okay. All right. Okay.
For 400 points, the number of Tonys for which Hamilton was nominated.
Buzz. I'll say, what is 24?
I'm going to say what is 13?
What is 16?
16. I win, Todd. I was closer without going over.
With Price is Right rules that are
Yeah.
obviously in effect at Jeopardy, then you win.
I was going to give you a daily double, but both of you have 0 points. For 500,
All the marbles, Todd.
all of the marbles. The correct opening dance combo for a chorus line.
Step. You mean Buzz? Do you mean like what is step? Is that what you're asking?
That is what I'm asking. Yes.
Oh, not a clue. I could sing it like. I can hear it. Step. Yeah, I don't know. We're terrible at this. These
What
were
is-
hard, Dewayne.
What is step, kick, leap, kick, touch? Again. Step, kick, leap, kick, touch.
Who's gonna know that?
Right? I don't know. That's why it's Jeopardy and 500 points.
That's also how you get to the bonus round in Zelda, I believe.
Step, kick, leap, kick, touch. Yes.
Again. Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Well, that's sad. Can you ask us a daily double just for fun?
Sure. The Daily Double. This musical featured the songs Shadowland and They Live in You.
Todd?
What is a show I haven't seen?
Ding, ding, ding.
What is The Lion King?
Oh, we have seen it.
Well, we saw part of it.
No, we saw the whole thing. We did not walk out of The Lion King.
Oh, see,
We
I
wished we had left The Lion King. Because again, opening, brilliant.
parade.
Too
Great.
little story for as long as it is. We stayed through it though.
You want to try one more?
Sure, why
We're
not?
so embarrassed, yes.
Yeah.
Till we get one. Come on.
I'll give you a multiple choice for your last one. This show has the tagline "Believe" on its poster. Do you want to try it without the multiple choice?
Believe. I can see that. Look at Todd. And for people who can't see Todd looks like he's in pain right now.
He really does.
Believe. Oh, wait. Does it have to be a musical?
It's supposed to be a musical.
Okay, then no. Then I don't know.
Excuse me. There's no harm in
What?
guessing.
What is Wicked?
It is not Wicked.
Oh, there we go. Now I'm out. All right.
Give us the multiple choice, please.
Multiple choice. The Prince of Egypt, Waitress, Ghost, or the Book of Mormon.
Oh my God, what is the Book of Mormon? No, it's Ghost. I don't know.
It is Ghost.
It's Ghost. I was going to go with Ghost until you said Book of Mormon. I'm like, oh God, could it be Book of Mormon? Yeah.
Tried to get you with one that we talked about all night.
When you said Believe, I was going to go for Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
Oh, that would have been a good guess.
But then you're like, oh, that's not a musical though.
No.
So yeah, we're really bad at this. Lindsay is going to never let us live this down, Todd.
Well, we'll have to see how Lindsay does as to whether or not she got these right.
Oh, I'll bet she got them all right. Oh.
Even on a hiatus week, the music is still Happy Boy by Kevin MacLeod. You can subscribe to our award-winning podcast. Tony award-winning. No, just award-winning podcast.
No, Tony hasn't listened yet. So he hasn't given us that yet.
With visiting lyricist Todd Prins, wherever you get your pods, just search Talkin' and the number 2. There is no G and there's no space. We have a page on Facebook. You can tweet us on Facebook. You can check out our award-winning merch on Zazzle. You can stop by and see us at the Tuba City home office if we aren't already at the theater. Thanks to our listeners, our sponsors, and our contributors. And you can send us your feedback on this episode or any episode to feedback@talkingtotodd. Todd?
All right, fine. Quiz. I accept the challenge. Here we go. Dewayne, what year did Avenue Q appear on the West End?
Is this one of those where it never did?
0 could be an answer.
Shit. 2009.
Oh, no. It opened in 2006. You got the thing.
I was looking at it upside down. That was my yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, one more. Okay.
I can.
How long, Dewayne, how long was the run of Avenue Q in the West End in the number of years? I'll take performances too. Either one. You can give me either one. You got to do math for that one.
1,350 performances?
Yeah, you're close, but not close enough. A total of 1,506. Not bad, but not bellworthy.
Not bellworthy.
No.
Okay. This has been so much fun. I have really enjoyed this. Even the last quiz that I failed, I've really enjoyed. Lisa, great idea. Thanks for coming on the pod.
Thanks for having me.
This is super. Again, if you have feedback on this or anything else, send us your favorite musicals. We'd love to hear them. And
not Les Mis. I don't want to hear about Les Mis. I can't stress enough how much I do not want to hear about Les Mis.
Do not bring that in here.
When does it get happy?
Nope, it never.
Sorry, please continue.
We'll be back next week. We're here. We are talking to Todd and Lisa. Miss Saigon.
Oh.
You never you wouldn't say that if you saw it with Tom Wopat and Paige Davis.